Hey, what's up, everybody? HTG Brian back with some more Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. This is Lake Paonga Free Roam, which is part of Naboo. We're going to knock out 22 Kyber bricks. We're going to find a couple of character tokens and wrap it up with a ship token. Well, not really. We're going to get the ship token about halfway through, but that's going to be it for the collectibles. Speaking of which, if you are looking for something specific, if you are new to the channel or maybe have forgotten, we do have these things called quick links down below in the video description. So here you can see we have just finished up Resistance Base and Dequois Space. And you can see here, we got that 6 of 6 and 1 of 1. Yep, there was an extra Kyber brick floating around. Definitely check that video out if you missed it. And next up, we're going to knock on the door of Naboo and go take a quick dip in Lake Paonga. That's right. We're going to drop into Mesa Thinks It's Going to Be Great. That's right. It's the Gungan home. And as we land here, we're going to actually take on all of the bricks and things scattered throughout the above ground area. And then we're going to hop into the pool and go deep, deep, deep. That's right. It's not a pool. It's a lake, I know, but just trying to have fun with it. All right, so here you go. We've got a handful of bricks. I think there's 7 of them. And we're going to go ahead and start with the one right behind us, which is floating up in the air. This one is super easy. Now, you can use a character with the Force and either lift a box with a character on it or just simply lift a droid, or you can just jump up on the boxes and grab it with the jetpack. So, towering in the Treeline, complete. Next up, we got Swamp Camp Siege. This one is over around the corner here. It's down a little secret pathway. I don't think I even knew this existed until this particular moment here. I don't think I traveled down here. There's a couple of, I guess they're not droidicas, but they've got shields around them. Definitely recommend using a character with the Force to yeet those bombs, those red and black little bombs. Or just simply shoot them as they're nearby it. It'll definitely help take out the baddies. And for whatever reason, these baddies keep respawning. I don't know if it was like maybe I didn't do enough health or maybe a certain amount needed to spawn. But basically, keep at it until they're done and then hop on and have some fun. Look at that. We got a villain terminal. This one was pretty easy for us. I'm guessing it's going to be different. But go ahead and complete the pattern. And woo to the who. We got Kyber brick number 2. All right, next up, we're going to go ahead and target. Oh, we got some baddies on the way out, too. What? See, they keep respawning. I don't know if that's like a glitch or if that's an intended feature, but we're going to get all the way out, and they won't follow us, even though they're on the map like crazy. Look at that. There's a lot of red dots. I don't think I realized that either. We're going to hop all the way to the top over here on the left side. And, oh, what is this? We've got, I can't remember what those guys are called. We actually deal with them here in a little bit. And they're bar wings or something, borrow wings, something like that. It's brain fart. All right. We're gonna grab branching out, which is just hanging out up there after a couple of spinsies. And you might have wondered, why did I pick a scavenger? Well, it turns out we actually need to fly out or glide out over the lake and grab this one that's way up high. Now, you could use the Force and a droid, you know, but you could go ahead and just drop it like it's hot. To be honest with you, I did edit out. I messed up the first time. I fell into the water and plummeted to my doom. All right, next up, we've got another Kyber brick. This one's actually out on the kind of far right side. I mean, I'm assuming you're looking at the lake, but it is definitely like the west, kind of northwest side of the map when you're looking at it. This one's pretty simple. You got to find some teeth. That's right. This guy's looking a little bit like me. Not quite. I'm not missing that many teeth. I have had my wisdoms pulled, and unfortunately, I have had another casualty. So, but you know, hey, I'm getting old. It's expected. What we need to do here is find 4 different nests scattered throughout this real close area. First one is actually just to the right, up on that little hillside here. Now, you might have noticed I looked up into the tree line. I actually looked at the wrong tree. But there is one right up above me right now. We'll get to that one here in a hot second. We're going to double back, though, over in the corner. There's another one. So basically, 2 are in the trees, and 2 are on the ground. One is, like I said, right to the right, and the other one is actually behind us to the left if you're stuffing them teeth back in that mouth, getting them all purty. But there you can see I finally spotted. I'm like, oh, there it is. I was looking at the wrong tree. All right, we've got it. So we've got 3. Now we just need that final one, which I've already kind of suggested. It's back behind us over to the left. I mean, I guess now it's to the right. Pretty simple stuff, though. Simple stuff. We'll go ahead and cram this back in there, and that's right. Tooth Fairy's going to pay us a visit, and we're going to get a Kyber brick instead of monies. I guess I'll take it. Looks like a lobster and a teddy bear, too. Some bonuses. All right, I didn't mean to talk to him. I accidentally hit the button. What we need next is a character that can use the Force and wield a lightsaber, as we're going to go ahead and carve out a little spot in this skull wall over here. And it's going to allow us to just sneak in there and swoop up a Kyber brick that's just basically waiting for us in there. So look at that. Oh, that's right. We do have to take down a silver box. So switch on over to a villain character and drop a thermal detonator. And then go ahead and collect your Kyber brick. All right, temple treasure done, dude. All right, now we got to go back over to the main area. And when we do that, we're actually going to need a character with the grapple ability. And luckily for us, I have my bounty hunter out. So I'm going to go ahead and hop up to where this flag is. It's actually right by the entrance to the Down Under spot. And we're going to go ahead and hop up here. Now, it's obviously a race. You need to get to the end within 23 seconds. It's pretty easily done, but don't get ahead of yourself. Don't like spam the buttons, because it is possible to grab the wrong grapple point. And although you might feel like you're skipping and like getting to the finish line quicker, you actually have to hit all of these balloons or bubbles. And so I just highly recommend it. It's really that last one, the one to the right back there, all the way to the right. Just make sure you get that one. Otherwise, you might have to do it over again. I actually messed up my first time on my PS4 run when I was doing my scout. So, all right, we got everything done up top, and I believe we're going to pop the map to prove it to yous. In fact, look at that. Lake Paonga is officially 25%. Oh, it doesn't do it. Okay, so when we go down under, it shows it a little different. I swear it doesn't show 22. It shows like 15 or whatever. All right, we've officially dropped down under. And we're going to start off with a character mission here. It's called Spatula Spectacular. And actually, by completing this, it unlocks another character quest. So when I first got here and was doing my scout, I was a little bit worried that maybe there was going to be some off-planet requirements or something that was going to prevent me from being able to do this one next. But it turned out the only requirement I had at this point was to do this mission right here, which would then unlock the final one. So I was happy to see this right away when I was doing my scout, because sometimes they're not right in front of you. Sometimes they're, way down the road, or one of the last missions, or sometimes you even have to complete a mission to unlock the mission that opens the final mission, right? Like sometimes there's like a chain. But goal here is just to follow the old compass and go to the different waypoints as shown by the old GPS marker here. And you can see we got one down in the middle, and I think there's another one floating behind us, but maybe they go sequential. I think you have to go to each one. But look at that, I dropped down. I was actually going for the spot next door, but I fell right to where I needed to be, so that was actually convenient. It was actually showing me going to the middle, right? The waypoint marker was not precise. And it really usually isn't, if I'm being honest. It's often kind of the general vicinity, but not where you need to be. All right, now I'm getting lost here. Which way do I go? Which way do I go? And then I finally see on the compass. That's a huge factor. Like, if you don't know where to go and you're in the hot zone where you're supposed to be, look for the green comment balloon with the exclamation point. So, like, once we get a little closer, you should maybe see it. In fact, I think this one is actually the end one. So, oh, no, see, look, there it is. So that's a real big tip for you. Go ahead and get to the close vicinity, and then you should see, buddy. All right, so, excuse me, he says. We'll go ahead and swipe the old card here. Actually, we give him a nice little message from his pal, and he takes off because he needs to be somewhere else. Look at that. So, new mission unlocked. And, of course, we also get a character. We get that R2, R9. So, we'll go ahead and add that to our repertoire. Next up, it actually led us right to a Kyber brick. So, we're going to hop on this red switch with one of our characters. Then we're going to use the Force to pick up this box and drop it on one of the other switches. It doesn't matter which one. There are 3 total switches in here. So you could use a protocol droid and split, like, 3PO in half and do half on one and half on the other. Or you could use the box, whatever you prefer. It's up to you. But Tarpal's treasure is officially ours. Thanks, Tarpal. If you don't remember who that is, you're bad at Star Wars. No, I'm just kidding. I'm the worst. I actually hardly remember most of these characters. I know all the main ones, right? Like all the big time guys and gals and aliens and all the other, right? The other species. But, you know, I definitely struggle with some of these other characters. All right, so right down in the middle, sort of off to the side, we're going to talk to a guy and get a rumor. And you think you so smarty. I think that's pretty funny. Some of the names of these quests are awesome. Now, I'm spinning around looking for my other character because I actually need a grappler, and I knew I had Django out, but he's taking his sweet time. I don't know, must be out for a Sunday drive or something, but we're going to drop down to this weird, like, armature down here below where we just was. And look at that. There is the Kyber brick chilling right there. So this one's actually called Wude. So a little homage to... you know what I'm talking about. Wude. Stephanie, right? You guys know? No? Full House? What? Full House was amazing. Anyways, all right, moving along. We got another rumor in the middle. Now, as per late, I've been actually trying to take advantage of those rumor givers and talking to them as I run by them. And in my PS4 Go, I actually run around first and talk to all of them just because it opens up the nearby stuffs and makes sure that I got everything. But, yeah, like I said, it just saves you some money and helps you navigate things a little easier. Now, watching the video helps quite a bit too. But all right, hey, we've got our bounty hunter. We melted some gold, and we got Rugor's reward. So lots of people leaving treasure around down here. I guess that must be the Gungan way. All right, next one. This one is tricky. This is You Think You So Smarty. It's actually hiding in a little, like, I guess it's a water inlet. So, you know, we're under a lake right now, and apparently there's some free-flowing stuffs, and that's where it was. So next up, I'm going to target a rumor, which takes me all the way down here and around the corner, and it actually takes us pretty close to another item. In fact, I'm running by one of the two pluggables right now that we're going to need in a hot second. And this was a weird one, too. Like, what is going on here? The rumor giver is, it's a bounty board. Okay, I'm not sure. That's kind of new to me. There's no bounties. I don't have to go chase people around the galaxy or nothing. So I don't know. Anyways, if you know more about that, drop some comments down below. Meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and pick up one of the two pluggables right here. It's a fuse, and we need to place this fuse right in the left or right side so we can open up this cage. I don't know what I was doing running to the cage in the middle, but we'll go ahead and plop that one in, and we're going to go out the door and right around to the left, and it should be hiding behind a couple of boxes, and it is. Of course, you can always use your map, and it shows the pluggable as being a purple circle. Now, you might notice there is a Wookiee in here, and he's also a rumor giver. We are going to bypass that for a later adventure, as we will be doing the Wookiee challenge video, basically once we get done with the overall free roam. That'll be one of the last things we do. So if you want to grab them now, it's up to you. It'll save you the hassle of coming back, but it also may sort of muck up the old plans or the obvious stuffs of like what's left for you, right? So following along sometimes helps, and then by knowing you already have it, sometimes that's better too. All right, I'm looking for a grapple point right up top here, even though I'm not a grappler. I'm noticing that the brick is up top, so now I'm just going to follow the waypoint marker, which takes me on like a journey. Like seriously, my smartwatch must have been telling me that my GPS app, that I needed some extra steps in today, because I feel like it took me the longest way possible. Really, there's just only so many ramps that go from up to bottom. Anyways, moving along, people, moving along. Let's go ahead. We've got ourselves a silver box. We're going to switch on over to a villain character and toss a boomer. That's right. And blow up that silver and collect. Welcome to Gunga. All right. So this next one... This one seems simple enough, right? This one's called Mooie-Mooie. And really, it is simple. It requires a grappler, and it also requires a secondary character to stand on this switch that's sort of hidden over here. Now, I have to be totally honest. It took me a few minutes to figure this one out. What are you doing over here, Django? Get your butt... Come on, man. Anyways, it took me a minute to figure out that there was a switch. I knew there was something going on. I figured there was a target or something nearby, right? But as it turned out, no, what is happening? My AI is officially not so I anymore. We're going to just go ahead and label that. There's been some good and some bad, but this has just been rough. All right, we'll go ahead and stand on the switch with our primary character and switch to our secondary character with the grapple ability. And we'll go ahead and get to the top and grab that Mooie-Mooie brick. All right, so yeah, that one took me a few minutes. I'm ashamed to admit it. All right, next up, we're actually going to go ahead and pick up looks like a ship token. That's right, it's the RZ1 Awing. And what we're going to do is actually pick up a password. So luckily for us, the password doesn't require us to go off planet or anything like that. It's actually just hidden inside this bubble. So we're going to use a hero character and go ahead and solve this quick little puzzle, which is just as simple as pressing the icon indicated when it's in the swikle. And officially gone. And look at that. Inside, we've got ourselves a password. So we're going to need a protocol droid. So switch on over to 3PO or somebody of that nature and spam away and get that secret Rebel stash password. And now we're going to go ahead and take off across the area and find ourselves, if I can get out of here. But yeah, we got to go all the way over to where the password lock is. So we got the key. Now we got to go to the lock. And it's way over to the right. We're going to switch back over to our bounty hunter just for the, just for the jet package, right? I like to be able to, look at that. See, I couldn't have done that with 3PO. And, all right, hard right, in and around and up. And there we go. Inside this room up here, we've got, you can see a locked password. We're going to switch to 3PO and hit up the old secret password. The password is... That's something I actually used to say quite a bit. If you guys are old like me, there was a show on called Password, and the password would always be given to the audience and whatever, and this like sort of automated sounding voice would say, "The password is." So kind of fun stuff. All right, Rebel Bubble Password Trouble officially ours, and of course it's going to ring off that RZ1A wing. And we're going to climb up this ladder and actually find ourselves with a long journey here. So real quick, I want to just kind of point out there's a few of these bubbles, right? You might notice this one in front of me has a hole in the top of it. There are also a bunch of like light bulbs, like giant yellow bulbs. Those are all represented by this guy out here in the middle, right? So they have bulbs around. We got to turn all of those guys off. And there's like 5 bubbles, I think. So we're going to start with this one up here. We're going to drop on in. Hello. Inside here, we've actually got an NES controller. No, just kidding. It's a password swiper. It's a card, pass card, if you will. Go ahead and pick it up and swipe it. That's going to open the door and allow us safe passage out of here. But before we get out, let's go ahead and switch to, BB-8 or any of your favorite astromech droids to go ahead and solve this puzzle from the inside out. And that's going to actually turn off the first bulb. Now, I actually marked the brick relevant to these bulbs in the middle, and the waypoint marker is going to take me to it. So I kind of got to be careful on where I'm going here. I just want to look for the next big bubble that has a light bulb on it. And this one's actually right here. And to get inside, we're actually going to use the Force and flip that lever, which opens the door and allows us inside. And now, again, we're going to need another astromech to go ahead and solve this puzzle and turn off the next bulb. I love that they didn't add, like, I swear for a minute when the game first released, like a couple weeks after, they had an update for it. And I swear when they did the update, there was puzzles that were harder, that had more than just the 2. I mean, there's 3 rotating pieces there, but there's really only 2 elements that need to be matched. And I swear for like a minute, and maybe even in 1 or 2 of our videos, I swear there's a couple of them that have more. But then another update happened, and I feel like they went back to just 2. So kind of cool, but... All right, again, my AI being a little slow, but that's all right. He was actually not too bad. We're going to go ahead and just, like I said, keep following this upper ring or upper area around the circle, looking for more bubbles that have the light bulbs. And there we got another one turned off, and it looks like we only have, we got 2 left, I think. So we'll go ahead and make our way over to the next one, which, there it is. Now, you might notice, too, there's a couple of switches there. On the undersides of those switches is the number it needs to be. It took me a minute to figure that one out, too. So, these free roam puzzles and tasks are actually really simple. However, there's always that 1 or 2 per area that, like, you could tell they added a little extra on because... they're pretty well hidden, or not as obvious as the rest anyway. So I'm imagining those are the ones that you guys are likely here for. Some of you guys are just here for the whole ride, and you just want to follow along and not have to even think about how to do any of it. So, and that's okay too. Like, I'm happy to guide you through this and show you the ways. All right, there's number 4, I believe. Oh, and it's a double whammy! All right, so there was 5 bulbs, but that one was a double, so we're going to go ahead and make our way now. Because we have the middle point selected out there, the waypoint marker is actually trying to take us there. Now, I sort of went my own way here, but the goal is to get to this middle bubble and collect that Kyber. That's right, so big bubble bounty, done did. That was quite the task. All right, next up is the Bogwing Blunder. It was the Bogwing that I was looking for earlier. Remember, he was blocking our path to those twirly poles to like brick number 3 in this video. But this mission tasks us with running around as a bounty hunter, as it clearly states there. And I'm like, don't mind me, I'm just a Jedi. Ultimately, we got to go around and kind of hunt down 3 of them, or save 3 Gungans from these guys, and then bring them back, or collect them. And then once we get that done, they're going to reward us with a Kyber brick. Looking at the actual brick total here, we're getting pretty far up there, and feeling pretty good about it too. Now, just a little fun fact for you as we run to the first location that's on our map. There are some people talking, giving us some tips along the way too, just in case you get lost. But, you know, overall, free roam consists of 58, now I think that's right, planets and space areas combined, right? So I'm not talking about specific areas. I'm talking about actual landing areas or flying areas that task us with doing things. So according to our count, which we've done a few times, it's 58 total, right? This right here is, we're getting up there. We're only going to have 17 left. So you can do some math on that one. Basically, we're well over the halfway point. And, you know, I know it's taken us quite a while, and we've sort of pumped the brakes a little bit because, you know, free roam is not something that's as coveted or as requested, needed, wanted, yelled at for as the free roam. You know, the stories, you know, it probably goes free play, free roam story, if I'm being honest. You know, as far as like your guys' requests or needs or wants. But ultimately, we didn't want to find ourselves in the same position as like Marvel superheroes where we didn't do free roam and we're still, can you do free roam, please? Like we still get asked at least once a week, which is crazy. But all right, we return back to the main Gungan here, and the gourmet Gungan, as it's labeled there. And we're going to get that Bogwing Blunder complete. Now, is that like Darkwing Duck? Bogwing Blunder? Is that a reference there? I don't think it is, but it might be. All right, next up, we've got ourselves another Kyber brick. Mesa, like this. This one's actually kind of confusing based on where it is. You know, this is one of those detector moments, right? That's like taking me to it, but like, where is it? However, look at that. The GPS is actually working now that I've dropped down right on top of it. It was trying to take me all the way over to a ramp that would actually take me down safely, but no. I've got a jetpack. I can drop down. This one's actually just hiding out. Look at that. That one's easy peasy. That's no wonder he likes this. He's likes this. All right, next up, we've got another Kyber brick. This one is another fairly easy one. We're going to go ahead and run out to the middle here and target one of them someday. But guess what? We got to go back up. So Hidden City Heights. This one requires almost a little bit of luck, too. We got to use some ropes or vines and do some swinging. And I missed it. I messed up. So there is an edit point here right at the end. It's not the greatest edit, so you probably would have seen it, but you got to run up, and luckily the waypoint marker actually takes you right to the vine, which is pretty awesome. And then we're going to use it, and of course, I recommend using a bounty hunter with the jetpack, so you can jump and jetpack to the top of this bubble. which is going to allow you to get to this other one. Now, you could probably swing that vine all the way over to this vine if you really were patient. I just have a hard time getting this thing going sometimes. So, one thing that should be noted that I have discovered, the jetpack on a bounty hunter only works so much per jump before you land again. So in my case, I jumped from the vine to the bubble. Once my feet hit, it reset the jetpack. When I jumped from the bubble to the vine, though, it used part of my jetpack for that jump, but did not use it all, and it didn't reset either. So anyways, be aware of that. So you just got like minimal jetpack when jumping off of the vine. Next up, this is a target one. This is called Gunning in Gungas. I'm a little bit behind on my commentary here. And really, there's just 4 targets around this centerpiece here. And my best advice is to use a bounty hunter and run around and try to lock onto those targets. Now, I had some extra time there, as you could see, so there is a little bit of room for error, but not much. You may have to do that one over again, but it's okay. I had to do it twice on my PS4 run. I just happened to get lucky that time. All right, next up, we've got a double whammy. That's right. If you look down there, we got a character token. We get Boss Nass, and we also get a Kyber brick for completing Gungans Gone. So Boss Nass? I want to say it like the rapper, but I think it's probably more Nass. Boss Nass. I should know that. I don't, though. Anyways, it's going to require us to go off planet and find 3 Gungans. In fact, we have to go to 3 different planets. But it basically takes us right to and shows us right where. So it's just more of a tedious, time-consuming task versus having like any kind of difficulty or mystery on where they are. It pretty much takes us right there. Now, however, I do have a quick tip for you that's going to help you get to one of the spots a lot faster. And it's not this one, though. We're just going to run right to that waypoint marker, and it takes us to a Gungan that's actually been imprisoned. And all we have to do is pay a small fee, which, as you can see, we're slurping up a bunch of studs as we run through here with our attract feature on. And we also have a multiplier of 3,840 thanks to our data card purchases. And so we're doing good in the studdage department. Now, you can talk to the Gungan, but it'll actually just waste a little bit of time. All you want to do is talk to the debt collector, I guess, and pay the 5,000 studs, and the Gungan ambassador is out of there. And it's going to go ahead and cue us to take off to go to the next area, which is going to be on Coruscant, and it's the Federal District. Again, because this is free roam, we have removed the travel load times just to kind of help speed things up for your viewing pleasure. That's kind of a bummer, though, if you're following along, because I get it. You guys got to load, and I don't. But at the same time, you could always pause your video and you do it. Now, I made a mistake here. I should have gone to the right side. I thought that there was a blue stud on both sides of the bridge, and so for once, I went out of my way to kind of grab it, and I went left, and there isn't a blue stud. Now, if you go on the right side of the bridge, there totally is. So there's another little fun fact for you. But this is actually the one that I have the tip for you. Basically, follow the waypoint marker, and then once you pop out of these stairs and you get out from under the awning, turn around and look up, and there's a grapple point there. That's going to save you some time of running all the way around, finding the stairs, and then coming right back to this point when this guy is just hanging out in this corner over here. So, and then he just points us down there. I probably could have even avoided that, but sometimes they do require you to talk to the characters, or at least it seems like they do. Drop down into the hole, though, and destroy all the debris in this corner, which is going to reveal a trampoline. What? So we're going to go ahead and pull this over to the opening, right? We want to make sure that we can go ahead and use the force and take over this guy's mind and then bounce him up top. Now, it's important that you get the right angle. Otherwise, you're going to bounce right into the ceiling, and that's not very pleasant. Now, in my case, too, my AI was who knows where. So my secondary character was off and running. And rather than toggle to him and find that he's maybe still back at the ship and I got to run all the way down and over here, I just went ahead and switched to a second force-based character. And I chose Vader, obviously. But go ahead and control him with some mind tricks. And look at that. Bounce him up top. Then do the same. Have a quick conversation. And he's out of there, too. So next up, we're going to go ahead. Is that him running right? See, look at that. Where were you, man? Out having a Snickers or something? Come on, bro. All right, next to the Stalgusan Hive, we are out of here. So Geonosis gets another visit from us, as we have already completed this area. I'm assuming you followed along with us, and you have too, but maybe not. soon as we gain control, we're going to make a hard right or almost a 180 and go up and around into the cave here. Basically, we got a little zigging and a little zagging, and then it's going to pop us out the other side. Well, sort of. It's actually in this little corridor, and then we've got to use an astromech to hack a panel here. Once we get that panel open, we've got the Gungan sort of imprisoned. He's floating in one of those. I can't remember what those are. I should know that, too. Yeah, that's the third reference to me not knowing Star Wars stuff in this video. I mean, first one was sort of me acknowledging that there's plenty of moments that I don't know stuff, and then there was 2 moments where I didn't know stuff, so that's not good. All right, we're going to go ahead and build the switch and stand on it. It's going to drop the Gungan ambassador down, have a quick conversation with him, not once, but twice. We got rewarded with a bunch of studs. It looked like a couple of purples or something, but tell him, yes, you want to return back to the boss giver here, or the mission giver. And look at that. I guess it's Boss Nass, right? And look at that. We got Gungans gone, and we got not only the character token for Boss Nass, but we also get a Kyber brick. So like I said, it's a double whammy. And that only leaves 2 more Kyber bricks, and then we are done did with this area. This one's called Bubble Burst, and it should be up from where we is right now, but not too much higher. Remember earlier I pointed out that there was some switches, and below the switches was the solution. So in this case, that particular switch needs to be number 3, right? So we'll press it to the 3rd one. So you got to hit it twice. And then we're going to move to this other ramp over here. And from this ramp, we can actually see both of the other ones. So the right one is 4. You can see the blue in the 4 spot and the blue in the 2 spot. So we've got 2 on the left, so hit it once. And then we'll run over and hit this bad boy 3 times. Once you get the correct solution here, it'll open up the door and provide us with that brick. I like copper bricks. All right, that's a little bit of a funny angle there with the camera work, but we figured it out. We're inside, and woo to the hoo. All right, last Kyber brick for this area is, what's it called? Oh, that's a Wesa home. That's right. This one is sort of tucked in below us. We just need a character with a jetpack. Now, you can see it's on that lower ridge there. So there's like the upper, right? And there's like the middle or lower, if you will. And then there's like the ramp area. So watch, we'll just follow the waypoint marker. That's the best advice I can give you on a lot of these. Now, there's that every once in a while where it ends up taking us on a goose chase. Like right now, I was like, wait a minute, I'm dropping down. It's right below me. So I dropped down despite the fact that the waypoint marker was taking me the other way. And look at that. It's just right here. All we have to do is hop on one of these bulbs and use the old jetpack to get up there. Now, you could use the Force, obviously, and you lift your second character with being a droid or something, but I find the jetpack to be easier. All right. Hey, look at that, peoples. We are 100% done did. See, look, Gungan City, 15 of 15. Remember we were up top and it said 7 of 22? That was kind of weird how it did that to us. So to make sure, to prove to you that we got them all, I went to the overall map. And so this one's, we're going to have to take on Theed before we go to space. So we won't see space right away like normal. Like normally we'd see that in a day or two, but or next. But we're actually going to move on to something else. So, hey guys, check us out at HappyThumbsGaming.com. That's where our trophy achievement guides and more are. And of course, we are available on social too. So that's going to do it for me, guys. As always, until next time.